Asher Smith, former world champion, 2019 in Doha when she was right at the top of her game. Still a world force in 200 and 100 meter running, British record holder. The Olympic champion, Gabby Thomas, serenely made her way through the rounds in Paris, had such a great season last year. Really looking forward to seeing a race here. The previously mentioned Nasser of Bahrain. Last weekend in the Dominican Republic, she ran the quickest 400 in the world yet this year. Yes, it's early, but she's in good form. Then we've got Nikisha Price, the first Jamaican ever to run under 49 seconds. And again, a pretty decent 200 meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete. 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough in this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win, you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina like yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher Smith got out pretty good. Nasser just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end who's just got half a metre on Dina Asher Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Nasser running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40. But it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place. And that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's the Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's going to end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn, transition at the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what, Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming 2nd in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Well, you know, the expected winner, but not expected 2nd. Let's just check the result there. 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino.
Right.
But the more significant thing for her is finishing 2nd. Dina Asher Smith took 3rd spot.
Brianna Scott, her debut final at the Carifta Games. Brianne Ward, a 100 bronze medalist. JD Emmanuel, the St. Lucian, has looked fabulous. Crab of the British Virgin Islands, Tyra Fenton, the 400 champion for Antigua and Barbuda. This is a fine race video. It has the 400 champion and the 400 silver medalist and the 100 champion and the 100 bronze medalist.
Athletes who train up and train down involved in this one. This is going to be a real cracker in the 200 meters.
Definitely will be a real cracker. Rihanna Scott, the Jamaican, in there as well, anchored her team to 4x100 gold last night. 23.03, the meet record set in 2002 by Anisha McLaughlin. Boy, she was good. There's the lineup: Michaela Grandison of Trinidad and Tobago, Daquana Howell of the Cayman Islands, Carifta Thomas, Bahamas, Rihanna Scott, Jamaica, Brian Ward, Bahamas, Jada Emmanuel, St. Lucia, Mackenzie Crabb of the British Virgin Islands, and Tyra Fenton of Antigua and Barbuda. Final of the under 17 girls 200 meters. Going through their paces, checking the blocks, ensuring they're comfortable, getting ready for one of the most important races of their young careers. Not seeing Michaela Grandison of Trinidad and Tobago, 5th in the 100 final, anchored them to 4x100 bronze. She doesn't take her place in this 200 final. Let's go through the lineup. Tyra Fenton in lane number 8. The 400 champion. Then in lane number 7, Mackenzie Crabb finished 6th in the 100 meters. Would love a better finish in the half lap. In lane number 6, J.D. Emmanuel, she got the St. Lucian on the 18 record with the 11.50 in the 100 to take gold. She's chasing the 200 record as well and the gold medal. The 200 record is held by Naomi London. Brian Ward, bronze medal in the 100 meters. The Bahamian wants to be back in the medals here at 200. Rihanna Scott anchored Jamaica to 4x100 gold last night. Now she looks for her individual glory. Carifta Thomas of the Bahamas, twice a 400 silver medalist at the Carifta Games, including here where she was extremely disappointed. She was 4th in the 200 last year. Maybe this is the event she uses for redemption. And closing out the field in lane number 2, Daquana Howell of the Cayman Islands, 24.61 to get into the final. That's the lineup for the under 17 girls 400 meters. There is Fenton on the outside, bronze medalist in the 200 meters from last year, like she was in the 400 meters. At 400, she upgraded that bronze to gold with a personal best 53.93. I think she wasn't at full throttle in qualifying for the 200 final. That's the reason she's in lane number 8, having not won her semi. But now she'll have to leave it all on the track in the under 17 girls 200 final. Cayman Islands, Bahamas, Jamaica, St. Lucia, the British Virgin Islands, and Antigua and Barbuda all represented in this final. Sent on their way for the under 17 girls 200 final. J.D. Emmanuel of St. Lucia has gone off to a brilliant start. Tyra Fenton on the outside in lane number 8, running well for Antigua and Barbuda. But it's Emmanuel who transitions down the stretch with a significant advantage. The 400 girls are coming, but they will not get back to J.D. Emmanuel. Surely the clock stopped early. We'll get confirmation of the winning time. But J.D. Emmanuel, St. Lucia's newest sprint star, wins the Carifta double in the under 17 category. It's 23:47. It is a St. Lucian under 18 record. Another one for her, and they are jubilant.
Blue is the color here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. They're celebrating, and also the blue of the Cayman Islands celebration for Bahamas, correction. There's also celebration for them as Carifta Thomas, I believe, has held on to take the silver medal.
Carifta Thomas second at 400 meters, where she battled with Tyra Fenton. She was battling with Tyra Fenton for the silver medal here, and she just edged her at 23:67. But what a performance from JD Emmanuel. The curve was sensational. She absolutely won it from there. And although the quarter milers closed down the stretch, the race was done.
That's what you'd expect from the quarter miles, to come very hard late, but just unable to catch up. That's Tyra Fenton of Antigua and Barbuda, 23.68 for her.
Back-to-back bronze medals for her at 200 meters in the under-17 category. Adds that to her 400 gold medal. Here's another look at it. Look at JD Emmanuel, stays really low through the first 20. You can see that she is well coached. Off the top bend, she presses the tempo, hits the straightaway, and is well clear of the rest of the field. She knows the quarter milers will come, and they did, but by this stage, she has a comfortable lead. She holds her form beautifully and wins the under-17 double. What a terrific effort. Naomi London won double silver for St. Lucia 2 years ago in the Bahamas in this under-17 category. But I must admit, I am so impressed with JD Emmanuel. This looks like a sprinter for the future for me. Negative 0.4 meters per second, the wind speed. JD Emmanuel, a St. Lucian under 18 record, 23.47. Carifta Thomas, silver at 400 meters, silver at 200 as well, 23.67. Tyra Fenton, the 400 champion, having to settle for bronze this time around at 23.68. Brian Ward, third in the 100, fourth here. Rihanna Scott, the Jamaican, fifth. Crabb and Howell.
The women's 200 meters at the Grand Slam track meet in Kingston and the girls under 17 final at the Carifta Games presented two races separated by age, experience, and expectation, yet united by dominance, composure, and statement-making performances. Together, they offered a powerful snapshot of sprinting's present and future. At senior level, Gabby Thomas reaffirmed her elite status with a controlled 22.6 2-second victory under challenging conditions. Drawn in lane 7, Thomas executed a textbook race, patient through the opening meters, assertive on the bend, and devastatingly efficient off the curve. Her transition into the straight was where the race was decided. Once upright, her long stride and relaxed mechanics created visible separation, neutralizing any early pressure from rivals. Great Britain's Dina Asher-Smith, the 2019 world champion, attempted to match Thomas through the curve, but lacked the sustained velocity to challenge late. Asher-Smith's decision to slightly ease in the final meters secured third place, but also highlighted the fine margins at the top of women's sprinting, where efficiency and energy distribution often outweigh raw speed. While Thomas's wins symbolized consistency and mastery at the elite level, the under-17 final at Carifta delivered shock and disruption. Enter JD Emmanuel, a 16-year-old from St. Lucia who produced one of the most unexpected results in Caribbean youth sprint history. Facing Jamaica, long considered untouchable at this level, Emmanuel raced with fearless intent and technical maturity beyond her years. Her acceleration into the bend was decisive. Running low, smooth, and controlled, Emmanuel created separation before the straight, effectively breaking the race open before Jamaica's traditionally strong finishers could respond. Clocking 23.47 seconds, she completed a stunning sprint double and set a new St. Lucian under 18 national record. The result was not just a victory, but a recalibration of regional expectations. In contrast, Jamaica's inability to reach the podium underscored the depth and unpredictability of the next generation. Silver and bronze went to athletes from the Bahamas and Antigua and Barbuda, reinforcing the growing competitiveness of Caribbean sprinting beyond its traditional powerhouse. Together, these races tell a compelling story. Gabby Thomas represents the refinement of elite performance, precision, patience, and execution under pressure. JD Emmanuel embodies emergence, fearless racing, rapid progression, and the promise of disruption. One race confirmed hierarchy, the other challenged it. In both, the 200 meters proved once again that dominance, whether established or rising, is always earned on the curve.